Hello and welcome to Affordable Backyard University, where you will confidently learn how to purchase backyard home improvements the right way. Join us this week as we show you how we took this large expanse of a yard and put a fence around it, keeping the kids and the pets safe for those fun afternoons out. And all that's next on Affordable Backyard Construction University. Let's talk about the job site first. This house was built on a hill, and so you got all kinds of elevation changes, and it's a really big yard. Kind of out in the country on an estate kind of thing, but it's really a neighborhood. But there are wild animals, they've got kids, they've got pets, and they were looking for a solution that would do all that and not break the bank. So here's what we did. Our client chose a ornamental steel black powder coated fencing product that is 48 inches tall. Time it's mounted, it's about 2 inches off the grass to keep it from getting wet as much as possible, and that he gives you about a 50-inch finished height, and the pickets are not quite 4 inches apart. So let's just go ahead and start up front by the new garage. So everywhere else, we're going to put the fence in dirt. But up here in the front, we had to put it on concrete. So let's talk about how you do that. First off, those posts, vertical posts, they're 2 inch by 2 inch. The rails, which are the top and bottom of that fence, are 1 by 1. And those pickets are 1/2 inch pickets. So how do you get the posts into that concrete? Well, under those little pretty bells that sit flush to that concrete, underneath there, if you took those up, you'd see 4 bolts that we screw into that concrete. Then the post has a flange on the bottom of it that slides over those bolts. We bolt them down really tight, put that pretty bell cover over them. They are not going anywhere unless a car drives through there. Now there is a swimming pool being built in this backyard, so let's talk about this gate and the required safety features on it. First off, you'll notice in the upper right on that gate, you'll see something with a key hanging out of it. That's called a Majic latch. There's 1,000 different names, but that's probably the most common one. And what it does is when you lift up on that little knob on the top, it actually releases the gate. But if you're under a certain height, you can't reach it. Also on the other side are hinges, and my photo's not good enough. It's got true close hinges that automatically swing that gate shut. You can buy those also at Home Depot and Lowe's. If you got a gate and you do it yourself. Okay, a little to the right of that garage, the actual fence starts, and it starts down that hill, and you can see its stair steps going down. That's how you keep it level on top. And then, like I said, they've got pets, so you can see some gaps at the bottom of the fence that a pet could get through. Well, this is a little early when I took these pictures, and we, as we finished, went back and put a horizontal bar that keeps anything from going under that fence. They're called puppy bars, by the way. You can also see the other Majic latch on that gate on that fence going down. So as we walk down that hill and then look down that long fence line, let's talk about that a little bit. I hadn't mentioned it before, but I should. Each one of those vertical posts, like I said, they're 2 inch by 2 inch. You can see the cute cap on top of them. They are 2 foot deep in the ground, and we use an auger that drills a 6 inch wide hole, and then those holes are filled with blue bag maximizer concrete, not the regular little sackcrete stuff like you go buy at Home Depot or Lowe's. So now we've walked all the way down that long fence line, and we're at the bottom of the hill looking back up towards the house. You can see all the work they're doing on it. But while we're here, let's talk about this. Like I said, this is steel. It is powder coated, which means it is dipped and coated through a process that is much better than paint. The only drawback of this is if you weld it and you break that powder coating, it allows the weather and stuff to get underneath that powder coating. And if you'll go look at fences in your neighborhood like this, you'll notice that the places they start rusting and rotting first is where somebody welded it together instead of doing what I'm fixing to show you. One more thing before I do that. This picture, they welded these rails to the posts. On the one side, it's completely almost gone, but if you look close where it welds to the pole on the other side, it's rusting. It just hadn't rotted through yet. This is why you do not want them to weld your panels to the posts. You want them to use the bracket system I'm fixing to show you. What any good builder uses is a bracketing system. They cost more and it makes the fence build slower, which is why most builders don't do it. It's easier to run that 6,000 degree welding rod, which burns that powder coat off the post and off of your rail and lets the weather get in. So now you can see that bracket. It fits flush against that post and it's held on with a self-tapping screw, and then the male end goes inside that 1 inch by 1 inch top rail and another screw on top to hold it all together. It's not going anywhere and it doesn't break the paint this way, and you're not going to rust sooner. They had a lot more property than what we fenced in, so at the very bottom of the property we put a double gate, which means it's 8 foot wide right there. You can see it to the left, that they can get their mower in and out to go do the rest of the property. Once again, it's got all the swimming pool stuff on it too. Well, you know what that music means. It's time for me to shut the heck up, let you walk and look around this job one last time, and then say goodbye until we do it again next week here on Affordable Backyard Construction University. Don't forget our new downloadable ebook, Affordable Backyard Secrets. It's all the tips and tricks we tell you about every week, but it's all in one spot. You don't have to listen to me talk either. Go to affordablebackyardconstruction.com. Get your copy today. See you next week.